My name is Rik Ferguson. I'm the Vice President of Security Research at Trend Micro. So today I was lucky enough to be on a panel moderated by Brian Honan, the freshly minted InfoSecurity Hall of Fame inductee, which is really great. He's a personal friend as well, so it's a great atmosphere. We've been talking about fostering better engagement and more cooperation between the private sector and law enforcement. So that was kind of a twofold discussion. The private sector in terms of those people at risk of being breached, how do they engage more effectively with law enforcement, and also industries like mine, security vendor. I work for Trend Micro, so we have a lot of intelligence which we can share with law enforcement and assist in ongoing investigations, and how do we do that more effectively as well. So it was a very interesting twofold discussion. I think it's something which is of continuing relevance, but law enforcement are taking great strides forward in terms of sharing information more effectively, soliciting information more effectively, and building international cooperative structures between other law enforcement agencies, between umbrella organizations like Europol and Interpol, and with the private sector. So this is a critical time, because it's now that we're beginning to formalize and build those information sharing structures, and also the structures for getting that information out to business at large to help them better defend themselves, and critically to know where to go in the event of a cyber attack or a breach. One thing that really stood out for me is that law enforcement are absolutely willing and ready to engage with you, Mr. or Mrs. Private Sector, before anything bad has happened. There's a perception, I think, that law enforcement is too busy, I'm not going to bother them, nothing's really happened, I just want some advice, I'm sure they're busy investigating something else. That's not the case. They are there, they're ready to give advice, and they're ready to assist and let you know what to do in the event of a breach, so that you can be better prepared. And that was a great lesson that came out of it. Equally, to go to a private sector organization, we don't always expect you to come to us just to buy something. We also have a whole non-commercial side of the business where you can come have a chat with us, and by the same token we'll be able to give you advice on how to build better security architecture, how to better manage it, how to build corporate structures to deal with a breach. Not everyone has a commercial agenda, and not everyone is too busy to speak to you. So there are people out who can help and who are willing to listen. I think we're going to see continued investment in virtual teaming, and I think we'll see that a lot between the security industry and the law enforcement industry. Trend Micro was the first to set up a virtual team with the NCU in the UK, NCCU, in terms of being able to have a resource dedicated to working with law enforcement, so using our intelligence, our expertise, and their intelligence and expertise to pursue more prosecutions actually against individuals involved in cybercrime. That had a really good outcome really quickly, in that it resulted in 2 arrests very soon after being set up. So I think that model is going to be expanded on, and hopefully we'll see more silver bracelets on more risks, and more criminals actually being charged rather than simple infrastructure being taken down, because that just allows the criminals to come back.